Welcome to Day 4 of Solid-State Devices, B.Tech ECE, where we explore doping mechanisms, the controlled imperfection that powers modern electronics. The challenge with pure or intrinsic silicon is its lack of free charge carriers. Only a few covalent bonds break with heat, meaning pure crystals block electrical current. Doping introduces specific impurities into the pure crystal, replacing silicon atoms. This process creates an extrinsic semiconductor, giving the material massive electrical conductivity. Pure silicon with 4 valence electrons is in column IV. Column 3 elements create positive holes, and column V elements create negative electrons. N-type donors use pentavalent atoms like arsenic, providing 5 valence electrons. 4 form covalent bonds, while the 5th electron floats freely, making electrons the majority carriers. P-type acceptors use trivalent atoms like indium, providing 3 valence electrons. The missing 4th electron leaves a positive hole, which becomes the majority carrier. This carrier matrix summarizes the differences. N-type uses column V donors with 5 valence electrons, resulting in electrons as majority carriers. P-type uses column 3 acceptors with 3 valence electrons, resulting in holes as majority carriers. In quantum energy states, donors create an energy level just below the conduction band, while acceptors create one just above the valence band. Tiny thermal energy excites carriers across these narrow gaps. The Fermi level marks the 50% probability state. N-type doping pushes the Fermi level upward towards the conduction band, and P-type doping pulls it downward toward the valence band. The law of mass action states that the system maintains carrier balance. The product of electron concentration, N, and hole concentration, P, always equals the intrinsic constant squared, Ni squared. The ultimate combination is fusing N-type and P-type materials. The meeting point creates a p-N junction, which builds an electrostatic barrier that controls the flow of electricity.